Hi, this is Mohana Priya, Assistant Professor, Department of IT, Dr. SNSRCAS College of Arts and Science. And today we are going to discuss about requirement gathering and analysis, which is important topic in software engineering course. Yeah, come on, let's discuss about requirement gathering and analysis. In my previous video, we discussed about there are several life cycle models like classical waterfall model, iterative waterfall model, and prototyping, evaluationary model, and spiral model. All videos I discussed, all models I discussed in my previous video. Kindly refer those video when you have doubt about software life cycle models. And today we are going to enter the important phase of software lifecycle model, that is requirement analysis and specification phase. This video explains the first part, that is requirement analysis part, and next video will explain the specification part. Yeah, we'll enter into the session. And first we are going to see the introduction of requirement analysis and specification. Many projects fail because they start implementing the system without knowing the customer's requirement exactly. So we must give importance to know about the exact requirement of the customer. So this phase helps to gather the information from the customer. After gathering, we are going to do some work, that is processing work. After processing, that processing is called as analysis work. After analysis all the requirement from the customer, we are going to documenting that is called as SRS document. This is the very short glimpses of this chapter, that is requirement analysis and specification. So this phase is important to learn um, because we must know the requirement of the customer exactly, otherwise the project would become failure. What are the goals of requirement analysis and specification phase? It is fully understand the user requirements, and it remove inconsistencies, anomalies, and inefficiencies, and all kinds of mistakes, all kinds of problems from the what customer given as requirements. And after that we must make the document is called as SRS document. So this is the final outcome of the phase requirement analysis and specification. Actually, who carries out the requirement analysis and specification phase? This is actually done by the system analyst, because a system analyst only can perfectly do this requirement analysis and specification. It cannot possible by the business analyst. The system analyst only will collect the data pertaining to the product from the customer. After collecting, he will analyze the data to understand what exactly need to be done for the customer, and finally he will write the SRS document, that is software requirement specification, which is an important document which travels to all the phases of software life cycle. Final outcome of this phase is SRS document, and it is reviewed by all the development team and also customer throughout the development activities. So let's enter into the requirement gathering and analysis. It consists of two main activities. Requirement gathering and analysis consists of two activities. First part is requirement gathering, and second part is after gathering the information we are going to do some analysis. So analysis of the gathered requirement will be the second phase. So first, how will you how the analyst gathers the requirement from the customer, or if the similar kind of project what we already done by the company or the development team, the analyst will observe the existing system to get some knowledge about that product what they are going to develop. So he may observe of existing system to gather the requirement, or he may study the existing procedures, discussing with the customer and end user to know the exact requirement, and finally he will analyze what needs to be done based on the requirement. So requirement gathering is also known as requirement elicitation. If the project is to automate some existing procedure, that is automating existing manual accounting activities, the system analyst will feel easier to develop that kind of product. because analyst can immediately obtain the input and output format from the existing system, and also he can plan the accurate details of the operational procedures. What are the requirement gathering activities? The system analyst can study the existing documentation, or he may do some interview with the customer, or he may perform some task analysis or scenario analysis or through form analysis. Through these ways, the analyst will collect the information, will gather the information. In the absence of a working system, the system analyst should have a lot of imagination and creativity skills to gather the information from the customer. He must have the knowledge, he must have the skill to interact with the customer to gather the relevant data, and also he need require a lot of experience. And also he must have desirable a good system, desirable attributes such as a good interaction skill, imagination, creativity skill, and must he possess some good number of experience also. After analysis of gathered requirement, the main purpose of gathered after gathering the information, the important work will be taken, that is called as analysis. What is the main objective of analysis? Mean clearly understand the user requirements. Through this, that means how they clearly understand the user requirement by detecting the inconsistencies, ambiguities, and incompleteness. By resolving these, these things may be resolved by taking many discussion with the end users and customers. And requirement analysis involves obtaining a clear, in-depth understanding of the product to be developed, and it removes all the ambiguities and inconsistencies from the initial customer perception of the problem. And it is quite difficult to obtain a clear, in-depth understanding of the problem, especially if there is no working model of the problem. That means if the product is new one, that will be hectic process by the system analyst. And experienced analysts take considerable time to understand the exact requirement the customer has in his mind. The experienced system analysts know often as a result of painful experience. Without a clear understanding of the problem, it is impossible to develop a satisfactory system. He knows, the experienced system analyst knows the objective of requirement analysis and specification. So, several things about the project should be clearly understood by the analyst. That means, what is the problem? Why it is important to solve the problem? What are the possible solutions to the problem? What complexities might arise while solving the problem? To all the questions, the system analyst will prepare the answer. That is called as analysis stage, gathering an analysis stage. After collecting all data regarding the system to be developed, he remove all the inconsistencies and anomalies from the requirement, and also he systematically organize the requirements into a SRS document, that is software requirement specification document. So this is actually next process after the requirement gathering and analysis is the system analyst will prepare a complete, a superb document is known as software requirement specification document that we'll discuss in next video. Bye bye to all. Thank you for listening.